Hello everyone. Guys, it is Monday at 7 p.m. so you know exactly what that means, right? We are Q&A-ing it with Samara Keeps It Real Estate Mondays at 7 p.m. where you guys have a platform to ask me as many questions as you like. I take important information from my conversations, from my DM, from different chats with my consults with my buyers and sellers, and bring them back to you guys to be able to share this information, because education is key and I love all things real estate. So again, another night with you guys to talk through all the fun things that are real estate. So format remains the same. Thank you for those of you that are locking in. If you have a comment or a question, drop it right in the chat. If you're live, I try to answer it right away and get through the queue that we have going on. If you miss it, it is recorded so you guys can check it out and share it. And if any information is useful to your people, by all means, like, share, and check out the content, because there's also all of our past ones that are filled with nuggets and truth bombs for those of you who are checking out my Tuesdays as well, to get some more information for all things real estate. So whether you're thinking about buying, thinking about selling, want to start being an investor, I love doing all those things. And then I have my commercial space we've been working in a lot in the commercial space. So I have to start sharing more of those questions with you guys, but a lot of those are one-off, bigger clients, bigger conversations. And once again, it is all things real estate and we love all of it. So thank you guys for jumping on. And because we have so many, we're gonna go ahead and get started. My buyers, I know you guys are out there watching. We've done a couple of consults this week, because I feel like my buyers are coming back out of the woodworks, which is very interesting, because depending on your state in life, a lot of people are looking in the spring, summer, but as I tell you guys all the time, that real estate is year round. People buy things and sell things all year round. There is no always sell here, only sell here. It's not really a thing. So people tell you that. It's depending on what's best for you guys. And we'll talk about that more in one of the questions that popped up as well, which made me say that to you guys anyway. All right, so first up, I got my buyers. One of my first time buyers questions, we're sitting in a consult and they were asking, what is the biggest monetary mistake that a first time home buyer makes? And that can be a litany of things. Hi, thanks for jumping on. And that can be a litany of things because of the fact that we don't consider all the things we don't know as part of being a homeowner, right? So if you're thinking about becoming a homeowner, it's do the math, right? Have a budget. And I always say, don't just look at what your monthly payment is gonna be. Make sure you're factoring in any maintenance fees, your HOAs, any association dues, all the taxes, insurance, all the different things that are a factor in being a homeowner. So I need you to think home ownership, not just being a loan payer. So that's a big one. And thank you for the consult question, because we're sitting in a consult and they ask lots of questions. I also give them lots of information. So if you guys are thinking about buying, give me a call, because we can definitely talk about what to expect when you're buying a house. All right. But that was a really good question. So basically, guys, keep it in mind that owning a home is a lot more than just the mortgage, right? There's so many things that go into it, the maintenance of it, the cost of it. It's not just paying that monthly nut every day. It's a whole bunch of other things too. All right, so really good question. Keeping it with my buyers, and this was actually heartfelt. Somebody who was walking away from their current agent that wasn't giving them a lot of information and attention, and they just felt really lost and confused. So they took a step back from shopping and they're just starting to reevaluate and ask questions. And the question that they asked was, how do I win a home if there's multiple offers, right? So there's communication being a huge factor in this situation. All right. So if you're working with an agent, you got to make sure that you're able to communicate with them, ask them questions and not be afraid to ask questions. Ask them how you're being presented, because you can win multiple offers. I mean, we've done it. Hi. I'm not saying you're going to win every single one, but I am saying that you have the opportunity to pair with the right agent, somebody knows what they're doing, right? So we're still getting houses sold every day. We're still getting offers accepted every day. We're still working with our buyers to present the best possible light, which is key. So when you're looking at putting in multiple offers, regardless of who you're working with, make sure you're looking at the terms, because a lot of times you want to, the keynote success secret is make the sellers feel comfortable, right? So sometimes it's not just a dollar amount, because people get nervous because hey, only the cash bids are winning, but it's more than that, right? But if you're presenting a nice picture, your numbers are strong, whether you're getting a mortgage or not getting a mortgage, and your terms are good. We've talked about terms before, but what I'm talking about terms is some slight concessions in terms of flexibility on the close date based on what they need, offering a possible rent back if you don't have a requirement to get into the house, different things like that. Maybe a limited scope inspection. Never waive your whole inspection, guys, because at the end of the day, you got to know what you're walking into. Okay, so make sure that you are presenting yourself completely transparent and making the seller feel like that's the guy I want to go with. All right, so there are ways to do it. I definitely have more little tips in my pocket. So if you guys are working with me, you guys already know that we do best foot forward. And if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be, right? So at the end of the day, I'm a big proponent of what's meant for you is meant for you. And sometimes they don't always work out for a reason, but it doesn't mean we're not going to find your house out there. All right, so don't get discouraged on winning multiple offers. Make sure you're paired with a really strong agent. Make sure you're asking the right questions. And another key that I want to make sure you guys don't forget is that you have a lot of flexibility, more than you think that you possibly have. So be able to ask questions and present yourself as a really strong buyer on paper and be able to get your offers accepted. All right, so I love that question. I think that was a really good thing. I think in that same breath, they were asking about love letters. And guys, that's hit or miss. Okay, so back in the day, for those who aren't familiar with it, buyers could write a love letter to the seller basically saying, hey, I want to buy your house. I have a family. I live around the corner. My mom's next door. All these different things that they could actually say to want to move in. Hi, thanks for jumping on. To want to move into that neighborhood. And they would tell this all inside a letter, right? So then we have some slight conflicts because based on NAR rules, National Association of Realtors, there's housing discrimination and ethics discrimination. So if it's found that a homeowner selected one buyer over another because of their familial interest, then they're a liability, right? So a lot of times, a lot of agents won't take the love letter. That's why I'm saying it's proceed with caution. But if they do take it, you know, make it a generic, make sure it makes sense in terms of your whys, and tread lightly. Sellers, make sure you're treading lightly. You know, if you're working with me, we're already talking about how we're getting in front of those things. And buyers, if you're allowed to submit one, just be eyes wide open that, yes, guys, still here. Don't worry. It looks like the market was so excited about the seller information that it just kind of shut down so they can reboot for more information. All good. I'll string it together for you guys later on the repost so you guys can see the whole entire 15 Q&A with Samara. But again, this is what we do on Mondays. I'm doing pretty good on time, but I feel like it was almost the end. But I wanted to give you guys some more because my investors were really reaching out with some questions that had really good ones I want to share with you guys. I don't know how far we got in our sellers. We were just talking about the market. We're talking about a good time to get signed on, and ultimately you want to be able to align it to what's right for you. And that is the key answer, right? Talk about overpricing. Make sure you price it just right so that you can be able to move your house quickly and be able to market it for full exposure effectively. Key things. I love it. All right. Let's see. Our next question. Okay. Sellers, I want to make sure we keep this in mind because I try to preface my guys in advance for this. We're going a little bit over time, but I think we just lost a few minutes, but I'm really now back in. So thank you guys for jumping back on right now. I will piece this together. I love my tech guy. She is me. My guy, I see you. All right. How do I handle inspection issues without losing my buyer? Now, this is a big one, and I want you guys to keep it in mind, but I want to keep it very short and sweet because I know we want to cover a lot of ground. Expect, and in the back of your mind, say negotiations, right? Assume that there's going to be a compromise in there somewhere. No one wants to blow up a deal for $500 if it's that simple. I talk to my sellers in advance sometimes in regards to things that they already know might come up as possible problems and how they want to handle it in advance. We know how to get in front of it. So have those conversations up front, right? Think about those things up front, but then also think about things you're willing to give, and then also think about things that are fair. If you were a buyer, would you want those things taken care of? It's something that you should take care of because it's your home and it's broken, it doesn't work. Or is it, I'm not doing anything, the house is as is. Those are all valid responses, but it's going to come down to how you communicate those things, how you negotiate them, and how you try to be fair in the game of, hey, I'm a first-time home buyer. I'm trying to buy your house. There's a lot of problems that are going to cost me a lot of money. Work with me, right? And hopefully they present it in a way that people are open-minded and you guys can get through the negotiation phase. So that is going to be key for you. Keep that in mind. And I need you guys to be very clear on thinking of solutions, not just emotions. And a lot of times, if I say our role as agents is mediating temperaments, because it's hard. It's one of our biggest assets. It's a big a big thing that we've purchased. It's something that we've been in our house for years. It's filled with memories and feelings and all the things, right? So you want to be able to keep in mind that you need solutions, not just your emotions, and hopefully coupled together with somebody who's able to navigate the waters of real estate with you can get to the closing table, regardless of how bad or scary the home inspection report is. Okay? Cool. I love it. All right, thanks for jumping back on, and I will string that together for you guys. I know that it was a little bit of excitement, so I guess it cut off, and now we're going to do some more. So for that reason, I will give you a couple bonus investor questions because I love these things, and we talk about it. We've actually started a little mini segment for a little pilot. Some of our investors who are trying to get into the market, some are looking for places to park their money. We have people that we're working with, so if you're interested in that little mini pilot program, by all means, text me, DM me. It's great. We have people that are partnering as far as like investing some money, partnering with a seasoned investor, working through a project together, and really kind of being boots on the ground. So that's an option for you guys too. Reach out, we got you. But the question was, how do I finance an investment if I don't have cash? And I talked to this about before. I want you guys not to be afraid of the fact that you don't sit on stacks of money. All right, I gotta tell you, don't wait till you're rich to start. Just do it. Just do it. All right, don't be afraid. And then last one, I'm gonna do a quick little bonus on commercial space, because one of the people I'm working with is a small business owner and they're looking for commercial space. And one of their biggest, conundrums is, do I lease or do I buy? So guys, short answer is it really depends on your financial solvency, right? If you're in a good situation and you're stable, you can start building equity for yourself and for your company. If you're not really fluid or you're not really sure where you want to be in the future, then maybe you consider renting to be able to know if you're comfortable in that area, if you need the foot traffic, if this is the primary target market for you guys, and it's really vetting your situation. But ultimately, you have that option of whether leasing or purchasing your next property. And being a homeowner, I'm a small business owner, sometimes you want to start building your own equity and legacy early. All right? So thank you for that. Oh, my guys, if you are going to lease, please make sure you know what you're doing. Because if you're going to lease, make sure you know what it means when you see triple net. If you see the NNN, there's 3 of them, they call them triple net. That means that there's more included than just the base rent, all right? There's gonna be, capital improvements, there's gonna be taxes, insurance, maintenance, all those things are gonna be included in that triple net. And if you know what all those things are in advance or very close to it, it could be a good opportunity. It's great for landlords. Landlords love it. Love it, love it, love it. But my buyers, my tenants, please make sure you understand the full cost when you decide to go down that path of that triple net lease. Especially when I'm talking commercial, but I love all things commercial too. There's a lot of different ways to navigate that market and negotiate. Regardless of what you see, you can figure out what works for you and make up your terms as long as you have a really good negotiator on your side and have those conversations, okay? So hopefully that was very helpful. There's quite a few things in my queue, so I know that I'm already over time, even with joining time and giving a bonus question. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I appreciate you guys playing with Samara on all things real estate. I really do enjoy talking about real estate and answering your questions so you don't feel like you're alone. All right, so between the buyer's consults, the DMs, the one-off emails for those of you who reach out directly, I appreciate you guys. And I thank you for checking in for another episode. For those of you who are looking for the rest of the content, there's still more on YouTube. Feel free to check them all out. I also do Truth Bomb Tuesdays, so you guys can see little blurbs, 60 seconds or less, quick answer, quick hits, and be able to get that. And then during the week, we always have information that's going on in the market, just things that we can be doing. I'm very involved in nonprofit organizations. On Fridays, we do local loves. We go out and meet people in the community and how we can be more involved in it. Because at the end of the day, local love is real love. Real estate is where we live, how we make it a community, and how we can grow and help each other. So thank you guys for checking me out. I appreciate the energy. I appreciate you guys sharing, and I love the questions. And just know that you are never alone. And anytime you have anything regarding real estate or any of the above, I got you. Thanks for checking out, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.